Now, you may have often wondered how it was that we came to use knives and forks. And how
but elucidate.
Well, you think about it, it's not the most obvious thing to make, is it? You can eat food perfectly well with just a dagger. And for many years people did. Simply cut it up, stab it, eat it, pull it apart with your fingers. There's a lot more obvious and indeed practical ways to eat one's food. This country's got a lot of history, as I'm sure you know, and quite a violent history in fact. And it's left its mark on us in more ways than one. Now, as you may know, we were invaded many times by the Norsemen, led by Michael Douglas, I believe it was. Kirk Douglas, whose chin can repel bullets. They were bravely repelled by Tony Curtis. God bless them as our saviour. And they left their mark on us, you know, but largely in the form of rape babies and taking all our fucking gold. So in other ways as well, in more subtle ways. I'm often heard to speak of the great and terrible Kraken, and on occasion the space Kraken.
Yes.
This is fair enough because these creatures are real. This is why they appear in legend. They used to attack ships. I'm sure of it. They don't anymore because the electromagnetic interference messes with them or something. The ships are electric and diesel now. They used to attack ships. I'm telling you. Anyway, so this was one of the Norse legends. Was the Kraken? It was depicted as a giant cuttlefish in woodcuts. And obviously, you've then also got the more mundane sort of octopoid creatures. But you've also got the humble cuttlefish, or as it was known to the Norsemen, the cutlerfish, which is sort of a more direct, you know, like berserk, comes from barsark, meaning bearskin. The elite troops were called barsarkers because they wore bearskins because they were that hard.
Ah.
Yeah.
They weren't very clever Vikings.
No, the one who trained the dragon was though.
Well, he was alright.
Yeah,
he was taking the piss out of it. He was bullied like fuck.
Yeah, until they realised how clever he was, and he could make the dragon stop killing everybody.
True.
You see, so in the end they revered him like a god. He got the fit emo who punched him when she felt like it. Astrid girl. Long and the short of it, yeah. So he had the cuttlefish or the cutlerfish. You know, the barsark, the bearsark, the bearskins turned into berserk as it's been anglicised, as indeed did cutler or cuttle. Particularly great Nordic warlords who'd gone away and taken a lot of gold and forcibly impregnated a lot of women would come back across the stormy seas and be venerated by their people. Lords of the seas, masters of the raid, and there would be a great feast in their honour, you see. And part of this feast, part of the celebrations would be that if they would be this sort of supposed mastery over all things, over the sea, over the land, over indeed the mighty Kraken itself. The Lord of the Seas, the great tentacled monster. And so at this feast they would wear the cutlerfish gauntlets, which was essentially a pair of cuttlefish with the insides scooped out that they'd wear on their hands to represent how they held even the Kraken in their hands. Now, as you might imagine, it's a bit of a pain in the arse to eat your food when you've got some slimy, cold, bloody tentacles flapping all over where your hands are supposed to be. You just push it around. And so they were issued with special eating implements to get round this problem, which was called cutlery. With the various raids, people saw this. They had feasts over here as well. Not so often. They usually wait until they got home. But by a process of cultural osmosis, this came into the collective consciousness of the separated Britons. And, you know, back in, I don't know, Scandinavia or wherever, it all got a bit bizarre by the end. It would end up with them wearing the cutlerfish gauntlets and octopus on their head, you know, chasing the serving girls around and that kind of thing. And in the end, the practice died out. However, the use of these fine eating implements to overcome the clumsiness of the cutlerfish gauntlets lived on, and it spread over to Britain and indeed throughout the world in the end. And thus it is that we came to use cutlery.